Hey everyone, this is Davan, and today I'm going to be talking about LEGO Star Wars and why it is receiving the amount of hype and excitement that it is getting. I don't think I've seen a LEGO Star Wars game, or a LEGO game for that matter, get this much anticipation before its release. So there's a couple things here. The first is that it is a step forward for the LEGO franchise. I think a lot of people want to see a little bit more depth in the gameplay and the combat. And it looks like they're addressing this by adding things like combos to the melee system and an over the shoulder aiming system. Another thing is that it's a Star Wars game, and any Star Wars game is going to have a lot of hype, it's going to have a lot of excitement for it. But the real reason why I think that so many people have been waiting for this game, because it took a lot of delays. It took like a year delay in 2020 and then another year delay. So it's been delayed for 2 years. So the anticipation has been really been building up, and that's because it is following the Star Wars stories from the movies. It is going through the movies and getting to put players inside of these big set pieces and these big movie like moments. A lot of Star Wars games, if you think about it, they don't really follow the movie storylines. They mostly tell their own original story. And I think more players just want more games that just go through what the movies deliver and get to relive those experiences from the movies. So I have a couple of theories on why this is and why we don't get more games like this. So the first theory is really that developers and players to some extent, they want a more focused gameplay experience. So I could imagine some gamers would say, okay, if I want good lightsaber duels, I will play Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, because this one, it specializes in lightsaber fights, and that's the best game for that. And if I want a Star Wars flight combat game, then I'm going to play Star Wars Squadrons. And that is one that specializes in flight combat, and it does that best. But I think a lot of gamers really are going to be okay with just good lightsaber battles and with good flight systems if it means that it's all rolled up into one package and they get to have the whole experience in the same game. Because when you're watching a Star Wars movie, that's exactly what happens. They will go from a laser blasting battle to a lightsaber battle to a battle in space, to a big all-out war. It's really a mix of everything, and that's what really keeps these scenes so engaging in the movies, and what kind of keeps these action scenes so varied in the movies. So people really want the games to reflect that as much as possible. So there's another game I want to talk about, and that is Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3 Rebel Strike. So that is a game that was released exclusively on the GameCube in about 2003, and that game really does all of that. It does everything that I mentioned. It brings you through all of these different movie scenes. And a lot of people don't like this game because the Rogue Squadron series was always focused on flight and space combat, but this one mixed in a whole bunch of on-foot segments and land vehicles. And people would say, okay, well, these on-foot segments and land vehicle moments are not as good as the flight model. So therefore, this game is just not as good as the older Rogue Squadron games. And that's fine. But for me, it was better because it mixed in that entire experience. It had you going from a speeder bike to a lightsaber fight to shooting to back into the air, and kept tossing you in also like AT-ATs and all that stuff. So when you're done the experience, you're like, wow, I really had a full Star Wars moment. Hopefully going forward, we get a mix. We get some games that have an original story, something that we haven't seen before, something new to experience. And we also get games that just follow the movie and bring us into this world. I'm hoping that developers kind of see the excitement around this game and see how much people really want to experience these movie moments and make one expensive big AAA game that just goes through the movies, or like a trilogy of games that goes through all the different action scenes in the movies with some sort of Uncharted like quality in terms of recreating these action scenes. Hopefully we could get something like that. As for my personal thoughts on the game and what we've seen so far, I played the first Star Wars, Lego Star Wars game when it was released, and I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was an awesome game. It was tons of fun. But then I kind of fell off from the series. I didn't think that there was enough in the gameplay for me personally. Although I really do think that all the games in the series had some good ideas. I'm probably going to wait for reviews to see if I want to get it a near release or not. But I am still really excited to see what this game is going to be like. And I'm excited that it even exists and that we have a game on this generation that follows those Star Wars stories. So those are my thoughts on the game. Let me know in the comments what you want to see from Star Wars games going forward. Do you want more original new storylines, or do you want more games that follow the events of the movie? If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and a subscribe. My name is Davan, and thank you for listening.